Gentlemen, Piers Corbyn.
Okay.
The question is, did you get the all-day breakfast?
I did.
You got the all-day breakfast.
I had the all-day.
Is it as disgusting as
I've
always?
had 4 meals, and they're all like sludge.
Did you get a jumper?
Different varieties.
Did you get a jumper this
No,
time?
they didn't give me a jumper, no.
Okay, tell us a story.
Well, I'm going to talk about 3 things today. Do you want that first or?
Yeah,
everything?
what happened to you?
Okay.
The juicy bits first.
What happened to me yesterday and the arrest, what all that was about, and the campaign against the nature bill, the climate and nature bill. We're going to can the can. Yes, later.
Do a can dance.
First of all, what happened yesterday was I was arrested outside the BBC at 29 minutes past 5, where I was carrying a bunch of flowers.
Ooh, Hamas supporter.
To present to the BBC. These flowers have been dropped in front of the police in Trafalgar Square because the police would not let the deputation lead and walk to the BBC to present these flowers, remembering the dead children and protesting against the lies from the BBC. And of course, being my younger brother's elder brother, when he fails to do something, I have to sort it out. And he put the flowers down, so I picked them up to fill the gap. Well, there we are. So that's what the flowers are for. So I'm walking there with Nicholas taking a video of me, and the police come up and say, "You can't be here, Mr. Corbyn, you're part of a protest." I said, no, I was in Trafalgar Square before, I left, and then I went to Whitehall because I was told to leave Trafalgar Square because I was against Section 14 of the Public Order Act. So I went back to Whitehall, and then I left Whitehall, travelled on the tube with Nicholas and the flowers. There as an individual, I said, because I do have some disagreements with PSC anyway. And I was approached by the police, and they said, "You've got to go." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Oh, you are a what was his phrase?
Known troublemaker.
No, you are threatening life and community here." I said, "Look, taking these flowers to the BBC will not threaten life and community anyway." And he said, "Well, I'm afraid you have to go." And I said, "Well, what?" He wanted to know what would make me go. I said, "Well, look, you just take me to the door of the BBC, I give them the flowers, and then I'll go." And he wouldn't do that, and he grabbed me and arrested me.
What did he say you're arrested for?
I've arrested for violating Section 14 of the Public Order Act.
Did he say that to you then?
Oh yeah, they read it all out. He was properly prepared. They were very polite, no handcuffs. The bail conditions are, wait for it, not to go to the BBC under any circumstances.
You have to go outside Channel 4 or ITV.
Well,
instead.
We should call the rally outside the BBC on Friday, and Thursday, 1 to 2, as we always do, and we can have a recording of me saying something.
Don't watch the BBC at any point either, is that bail
No.
conditions?
So that is what's happening, and I'm going to appear in court on the 17th of February at Highbury Corner. And 77 people were arrested, by the way, 65 of them under Section 14, mostly in Trafalgar Square, and a few in BBC. And the place of my arrest was exactly the same place where Angela and I were arrested back in February 2023.
One of your old
Strange
haunts.
about 77, isn't it? Where's 77?
Well, my age is 77.
77 Brigade.
No, I identify as 47.
What did
They do
what did
these
Sky
things.
News say to you? Because you said you had a
No, later. They want to know what my brother's doing.
Jeremy Corbyn.
They want to know what he's doing. I said I
Did
didn't
you
know.
share a cell with John McDonnell?
No, I didn't share a cell with anybody. He wasn't arrested anyway.
Were there
he
other
not?
people from the protest at your
I believe so, but I didn't see any there.
I heard in some of the cells people were singing Palestine chants in the cells.
Well, there might have been, but in fact, there was a little group outside who were chanting, and I think it was them we heard. I heard them though about 1 a.m. and it was loud. You know, it was good. It was good. because the corridors are connected to outside pretty well. So that's it. But I think
How long? When did they let you go?
9 a.m.
So arrested at 5,
Yeah,
let go at 9.
yeah.
What were the reasons for keeping you there?
that's- Well, they wanted to question me
When did they question you?
about 1 a.m. So I was kept for 8
After
hours
they questioned you, why didn't they release you?
because they had to decide whether or not they were going to charge me. And they spent a while to decide, which I thought was an inevitable conclusion that they would charge me. But we do have a defence, you see, because they haven't shown that I was
Part of
a threat. Well, one was I wasn't part of a demo, and two, I was not threatening life and community. And
you
as far
are.
as I'm concerned, they have to prove. I should have asked for a name.
Yeah.
Well, in court we will ask them for a name.
yeah,
Tell
no.
me who did I threaten with life and community? But look, there's a lesson of all this. All these people arrested was an arranged thing. You think about it. It was the biggest police operation ever since the end of the Second World War, as far as I can see.
Really?
Or possibly, no.
That's a bit overstated.
Well, I don't know.
The
miners'
anti-lockdown
strike.
stuff was bigger, no?
Miners' strike.
No, I mean as a single op. As a single operation.
Well,
There were
I mean,
police
individual
there from
demos.
Northumberland, Wales, everywhere. And at the exits of Trafalgar Square, they were 10 deep in places.
In church people.
They were blocking every exit to Trafalgar Square, every exit to Whitehall. 10 deep. It was a huge number. Now look,
And they wouldn't actually let me leave Whitehall. I was trying to leave at the end of the demonstration, and they blocked me in.
Yeah.
And then they said to me, "You need to turn around and take the second left." And I said, "If I take the second left, that's where the Israeli demo is, and they won't let me. They won't let me
up
go
their
there
numbers.
as well." So they completely tracked me in for 2
Yeah, yeah,
hours.
it was a trap.
And I thought, this is an absolute disgrace. We've come here, and all we've done is come here to march for the Palestinian cause, and now I want to go, and you will not let me go. And I was in there for 2 hours in the freezing cold.
let's think about this. How can we
It was forced imprisonment, and that's
But
what I said to the
what
officer.
Haiku said about a different way of
I
organising.
said, "You're heck.
You might just be a normal person passing by and you get stuck, and one person did die a few
But what
years
Haiku
back.
said about a different way of organising it all is very valid. Look, this was planned for weeks.
Oh, it was.
The Palestine. Well, they can't mobilise all the police like that, just like that.
Oh, can I just
can't
say
do it in
this?
an afternoon.
Can I just
It was
say
planned weeks ahead, and Palestine Solidarity
And can I say
was
something
supposed to
about the
Should
negotiate.
have known, yeah. They should have known.
Police, you were saying that they came from up and down the country. Well, they did, because as I was leaving, I heard a Yorkshire accent, and I'm
Of course.
from Yorkshire. I'm from
sorry.
Yorkshire. I came down for the march,
sure?
and the police officer told me he was from the North Yorkshire Police, which is where I live. And I thought, you've come all the way to
Followed you down.
You followed me down to London. And
get
he
his
was
car
the one
back?
who was keeping me trapped.
Well,
I
look.
thought, what are you doing?
But what happened is
It's
Palestine
ridiculous.
Solidarity told people when they turned up, all go down to Whitehall.
Yes.
The police then blocked off Whitehall and then kettled the whole lot and then let people out under pressure into Trafalgar Square, where he then got arrested later for not leaving Trafalgar Square. And at one point I showed to people there's a thin line here, guys, we could break through. And I started that and had a little shove from a copper, but no one would follow me, and they all turned and ran away. So the point is,
They say the
Palestine
miners' strike
Solidarity
had
are
more
not equipped even to think about
They're not-
resisting
they're not
the
street
police,
fighters,
even
that's
though they
right,
talk
yeah,
about
that's right,
revolution.
that's right.
It's nonsense.
right.
It's complete nonsense.
right.
The way we organised things during the anti-lockdown was we told the police nothing. We met where we'd publicly said we would meet. Then we went off to somewhere, and they asked me, "Where are you going, Mr. Corbyn?" And I said, "Oh, we'll see how it goes," and just told them
Exactly,
nothing.
Exactly. I mean,
The
stop the.
PSC collaborates completely with the police,
Well, I
which
mean-
results in these crazy things.
I mean, you know, presumably they're gonna realise now that this is
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
met
work.
one of them, a former IMG member. He was on his way to Islington Police Station to welcome people coming out and support them. Brilliant. But he was an IMG friend of mine in the 1970s. And I said this to him, and he said, "We're going to have to rethink all that." He's on the PSC committee. I won't give names
They
because
got
I
to
don't
call,
know,
like just like I mean, Stop the War's got a huge website. PSC, huge website. You say, at this time, we'll announce what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then you can have 5 different things happening. What's the problem?
Well, they could have
And
even
then
said,
they're
"We'll go to Hyde
messed
Park."
up, you know what I mean? They can't do anything. What's the police going to do? You know.
You see, also, the PSC must have realised that obviously the police are going to cook something up. What they should have done was say, okay, guys, we're not going to meet in Whitehall. Just tell them somewhere else. Exactly. Hyde Park. Come to Hyde Park instead. And you know, they can't block off Hyde Park.
Yeah, the other thing, once on the anti-war demos in 2004, I remember going to a meeting of theirs, and I said to them, look, don't just have one platform with 6 speakers who we've all heard. Yeah, they're good speakers, some of them, but we've heard them all. Don't just do that. Have 10 platforms. Let people get up and speak, and then take votes on what you're going to do. Because then they're not going to know in advance what you're going to decide.
That's right.
And therefore, even if they've got intel, they've got people inside who know what's being discussed. If you actually go on the demo and you say, okay, I suggest we go to Selfridges, occupy Selfridges, and bang, then you got there and then suddenly the police got to mobilise and do something there. And then someone else turned and said, we should go to our group, we should go to, you know, wherever it is, Marks and Spencer's or wherever it is, or McDonald's in 5 places, you know. So each place you're doing something spontaneous, and it ties up the resources of the police and it scatters them all over the place, and they're not prepared for it.
But my concern is, are the Met Police actually going to even allow any further marches? That's my
Well,
concern.
they might
do it
not.
without
because
them.
We know how to stop them because we organise in a different way.
Yes, I
you
think we
do
should.
not start a debate with the police on where you're allowed
Yes,
to go.
I agree.
It's a nonsense.
You can start a debate, but you don't have to abide by it.
Look, I was in charge of liaison with police on most of those big demos. Right, and they phoned me up, Mr. Corbyn, what's the latest? I said, oh, I will check it out. I will talk to them and I'll call you back. And you know, I just bullshitted all the time, and I told them nothing more than we'd released in public, and we got away with massive demos.
Just say you're going to Downing Street, send the police there, and you go somewhere else.
Well, of course,
exactly.
there was that type of thing as well, but I'm not
Or
going
5 locations, you know.
On the march, the police were incredibly provocative.
So,
Something in the air yesterday.
we need a new
They've designed
view.
it, yeah. They've chosen to do
The
this.
Palestine campaign.
Coming out, it's nearly 2 years, and suddenly they decide to do this.
I know.
All right.
Yeah.
But they've all been peaceful in the past. Why is it starting now?
All right, are you going to record the rest of this?
Yeah.
You're recording, are you?
Well, it's going live.
It's like,
It's going live.
I'm recording.
You're
I'm
recording.
yeah.
Okay.
It's in my phone.
All right, the other thing I wanted to talk about is the climate and nature bill. We have to can the can bill. And let's be clear, those people who support the can bill have been misled. They've been taken for a ride. And I want anyone who thinks it's a good idea, please, to think about this. 1, it is fake science. 2nd, it will destroy the economy. It's a huge attack on freedom and the rights to even spend things. And it also undermines parliamentary democracy. Now, net zero is, of course, means the ending of petrol and diesel cars. And that is ridiculous. They want to destroy high CO2 producing businesses, which means end of manufacturing and destroying and having more imports. They want rewilding, which means that there's a destruction of farming, a naturalisation, so-called, of water flow, which leads to more floods, like happened in Spain. Those floods were caused by the destruction of dams. They want all this nonsense, and they want your carbon footprint. So your carbon footprint will be then fed into an artificial intelligence machine, which will tell you you've overused your carbon footprint, you can't leave your zone, you can't buy this, you can't buy that. It is for total control of people. And those, whatever they call themselves, XR, the CAN campaign, have to stop what they're doing and realise they're being manipulated. And you, please, anyone listening, contact your MP, dial 0207 219 3000 to find their phone number, and you can leave them a message, or go on the parliamentary website and give out these leaflets. Can the can bill? And on Wednesday this Wednesday the 22nd, 2 o'clock at Parliament. We're going to have a lobby. We go in there, you lobby your MP, and we'll be having a public meeting in there, in a committee room organised by Sammy Wilson MP. And we can attend that, and I'll present things, other people will present things. So please do that.
Who's confirmed?
Wednesday.
Anyone?
Wednesday.
Turn up?
Yes, and Friday, of course, the actual reading of the bill, a vote on it, the second reading, we should go to that. And we'll meet in, I think we're meeting...
BBC.
Yeah, we're meeting at 12 noon in Parliament. So it's 2 o'clock on Wednesday, 12 o'clock in Parliament or outside on Friday. So please, resist this. It is a wolf in sheep's clothing, and it is the start of creeping green fascism. We have to stop it. People are being misled. So around the world we know what to do for this and any other of these attacks. And what I'm saying is all part of the united campaign to get the Palestine and freedom movements united against all these forms of fascism, creeping fascism or whatever upon us. So we know what to say. Our motto is resist, defy, do not comply.